Hi, Dara. I just thought it'd be the easiest way to do this is just to record when I take a look at everything, just to show you what I think when I see it. I think the subject line is good. Thank you and welcome. Makes sense what you're saying. I like the picture. I think that's really friendly and it makes you really approachable. So that's great. So let's just go through here. So hi, Dara. Most importantly, so normally if you start something with most importantly, it's you've already been talking about something else. So I was like looking to see, oh, did I miss something up here? I thought maybe you said something in the subject line. So I'm going to just play around with this and you can kind of watch me edit as I go and see what I would do. I'm assuming right now they've downloaded a resource from you. So I haven't read through the whole email and I'm just going to do it as we go because I thought this would be the best way to show you how I would help you or I am just going to help you. Okay, so hi, Dara. Thank you for downloading my resource. I'm not the best typer. I can type fast, but it's always spelled incorrectly. I blah, 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 whatever. Oh, okay, right, you're right here. We already said this. Okay, great. So I would put this. I would not say and sign up for my emails. I don't think that's necessary. Thank you for downloading my free resource. And I'd end it there. And then I would put there. Okay, so she knows you're doing it. And this is spelled incorrectly, so I don't know if this is a email you're using, but 3 simple strategies to ease. Is it ease your empty nest transition or ease into? I don't know. I think it's just spelled wrong. Easy is not the correct word, so check that. I truly hope you and your loved ones are staying safe and healthy and coping as best you can during this whirlwind time. I would delete that because they already did, so don't remind them. Resources in advance notice of upcoming. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you probably already told them that when they signed up, so they know they're going to start getting stuff from you. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you as part of our fabulous community of amazing empty and almost empty nest women. Okay. And then, so one thing I would say visually, I would just spread things out a little bit more, right? Because people like to scan, and this is a lot of information here, and they probably won't really read it because they're thinking you're just saying welcome, and they're going to look at your guide. They're going to feel like they kind of know what you're going to be talking about. So I would just spread this out a little bit. I can't wait to get to know you, to embrace you as part of this community, and to hopefully become an invaluable resource and support system for you, and a source of humor at times too. Comma needs to go there. Just in case, comma, it's not already totally obvious from the guide you downloaded and in all of my other free resources and my website and my personality once we get to know each other. I am never, okay, I get it. Okay. I am on a never-ending, super passionate mission to have there be a day, even if it's not in my lifetime, when all women the whole world over are able to view their nest emptying, not just as their kids' time to launch into their remarkable next life chapter, but as, okay, so I would say there, I would say I would change this, okay, I'm on a never-ending, passionate mission to have there be a day, even if it's not in my lifetime, when all women the whole world over when all of us, I'm going to try this. When all of us, the whole world over, are able to view because they're assuming they're already women, right? Okay, our nest emptying, not just as our kids, because the more you personalize it, the more they think of themselves when you read it. Not just as our kids' time to launch into their remarkable next chapter, but as our time to launch as well. If this vision that fuels my coaching and the design of the free webinars and the courses I offer to help you manage this major life transition and define, design, and move you, into your remarkable next life chapter with optimism, excitement, and confidence. It's this, I want to make sure I read that correctly now. It's this vision that fuels my coaching and the design of my free webinars and courses I offer. I would almost say, because I'm assuming your coaching is your offers, so I would just say, because this is just a lot to read, so I would say if it's this vision that fuels my coaching to help you manage this major life transition and define, design, and move you into your remarkable next life chapter with optimism, excitement, and confidence. So I'm trying to get it so they read it, right? People don't read, they skim. So I'm trying to get it so they read it, and I would go through maybe at the end, and I might underline some keywords just to get them to, what I typically do is if somebody only reads your bolds and your underlined words, or maybe something's in all caps, then they still get the gist of what you're trying to say. Okay, you'll find that the deets on my professional experience and expertise in the About section of my website. I don't know if you need to say that. I think they'll look you up. If they want to see who you are and they know to look you up. In this email, I thought I'd share a few personal things that make me who I am. Number one, I have a love-hate relationship with risk-taking. I absolutely freak when my husband goes backcountry skiing, and even more when he reads his phone while crossing the street. But I didn't blink when I was handed an almost impossible challenge to help start up a consulting firm when I was a young punk in my 20s. I'm happy to report that it was a success. Okay, make sure you put a period here. The best decision I have ever made was to become a full-time stepmother to my husband's daughters when they were 4 and 5 years old. I'd probably write that out. They are now 17 and 18, and I couldn't be more proud of them. That's awesome. Kind of matches what I'm doing right now. As a kid, you could find me rescuing worms and any other needy creatures, whether they wanted to be rescued or not, in my backyard. My drive to help others led me to be a pre-med major for about 10 minutes in college. That's funny. Until the blood and guts and my ineptitude in the sciences put me off. That's funny. I grew up in a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood in Philadelphia. Oh, tree-lined. Okay, a tree-lined neighborhood in Philadelphia. Now, in my 50s, I live in the heart of the city. I think that shouldn't be capitalized unless you really want to, and visit BYOBs with my husband and our dog during the summer months as often as we can swing it. I picked up some of my favorite hobbies late. I'm a terrible but determined skier. And I would put a period here. Everything doesn't have to keep going. I'm a terrible but determined skier who didn't start flying down mountains until the age of 42. I currently run very slowly, half marathons, and aim to continue doing them until I'm 85, my back permitting, period. I balance out all of these healthy running habits with a love of cheap red wine and a passion for baking super gushy chocolate cookies that you'd probably consider dough. Me too, by the way. Since adopting our dog, Chumley, 4 years ago, my husband has accepted his new and forever second place role in my eyes, and the fact that I will always hug the dog before him whenever I return from a trip. Number 8, I plan on doing the work I do now until I drop. All my best, Dara. Okay, one thing I would add here, maybe stick it in here, but I would add, something about why this is important to you. Like, I'm realizing now as my kids begin to leave how important it is, da 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 da. So something like that. Talk about why this is important to you, how it affects you personally. Right. So, like, why did you do this? Because you really don't say that. You just kind of talk. You're giving talking points about yourself, but maybe stick here now how this affects, and I think it's spelled wrong, affects you personally. Okay. All my best, Dara. That's good. P.S. Have you implemented any of the strategies in my guide? 3 simple strategies to easy. See there again. I'm assuming that's wrong. To ease your empty nest transition. Definitely don't feel guilty if you haven't. But if so, which strategy was your favorite? What worked for you and didn't? Are there any strategy you would add to the list that I should share with other new empty nesters? I am always grateful for any feedback, so I continue to make sure that my advice and resources are exactly what you want any PPS. Okay, we'll set that up as a PPS. I'm going to look at that other sentence in a minute. Hold on, PPS. Stay tuned for more emails coming your way. And not emails. It's valuable information, valuable content, stories, anything other than telling them, hey, they're getting more emails. Tell them why they should even want to open it, right? Valuable content, stories, reactions from other moms, etc. coming your way. So figure out, that's not the right sentence, but just figure out what you want to say there in that sense. But have you ever, I don't know if this is too many questions for a PS. This might even just be the second email to them in the series saying, hey, now that have you had time to take a look at my things? I'd love some feedback. That might be, so I would maybe use this as another email, okay, that you're going to send after this email. And then I would use this PS is, hey, make sure now's your time to dive into my information. To dive into, I'm assuming it's like a program or an email. I don't know what this is. So simple strategy. I'm sure it's like a PDF guide, whatever you call it. Something like, now's the time to dive into the guide. And then say what they'll get from that. It will help you, blah, 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 blah. So whatever that is. Excited to, I'm trying to think if you want to say something like, I'm excited to hear your reaction, something like that. Your reaction or how it has helped. I don't know, just something very general that way, but now's your time to dive in the guide. It will help you XXXXX, give them maybe 3 things it's going to help them with, and I'm excited to continue the conversation or something like that. Yeah, and yeah, so anyway, hopefully that helps. I'm looking through here. Otherwise, I think it's good. I just wanted to spread it out. Want to make sure that it was clear what you were doing. Make sure you talk about why this personally is important to you. Because yes, you're a stepmom and your 2 kids are obviously probably getting ready to leave if they haven't left already. I can't remember what age they are, 17 and something. Put that in there, and then I would do this as a separate email right here. This should be the next in your email series. I might add that in there. And then you could even turn it into a survey and have them take a survey on SurveyMonkey. If you've ever used SurveyMonkey, sometimes they might be more apt to answer a survey rather than reply in an email. Just say, hey, take a quick survey. I'd love to get some feedback on what I'm doing and if how this is helping you. And I really appreciate you as a mom being able to fill this out for me and help me help other moms around the world. So however you would mention that. But anyway, I would maybe turn that into a separate email. And there you go. That's my advice on that one. And I'll take a look at the next one.